Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. My name is Mark Bolger. I am the Director of Sales for the Life and Final Expense products, and I am joined here by our Director of Sales for the Medicare products, Jessica Strauss. So today we're going to be going over some interesting points and just some tips for you guys that are those of you who are out there selling Medicare supplements. Just how the final expense and the med sups kind of go together very well. Most of you might just be selling Medicare supplements and not realizing that you're still leaving some money on the table by not at least mentioning final expense, or vice versa. Maybe you're selling final expense and you're not offering your clients that are over 65 the option of a very affordable Medicare supplement. So we're going to go through a little bit about Pinnacle here, and we'll go through a little bit about final expense, and then we'll show you guys how to run some quotes on our website, just kind of show you how easy it is to quote and compare. And we'll, again, just give you a little bit of background on the final expense and the med subs. So before we get started, a little bit about us here at Pinnacle. We are a national brokerage or national FMO. We are licensed to sell in all 50 states. Our headquarters are right outside of Philadelphia, right in Warminster, PA, which is in like the middle of central Bucks, if you're familiar with Bucks County. If you are in the area, if you're in Jersey or PA, Delaware, New York, if you're ever down in this area, feel free to let us know. Love to have you stop by and meet our staff here in our office. So definitely keep that in mind. So we basically deal with the senior market and everything that goes with the senior market. And that's going to include annuities, which is going to include the fixed, index, and immediate annuities. We have universal life, which actually divides up into the index universal life and the guaranteed universal life. So a couple different options there. Single premium life, we have simplified issue term and simplified issue UL products. Not too many, but if you are looking for some non-medical plans, you can certainly give us a call and we'll kind of do a case design with you and show you everything that we have. We also have our traditional whole life companies, both participating and non-participating. Final expense, obviously. We have regular term life, long-term care, Medicare, hospital indemnity, and dental plans. Okay, our website, pfsinsurance.com. This is basically like the main hub where you can go to basically, do the majority of your business right through our website. We have all the quoting software for the Medicare, for the term, for the life, the final expense, as well as e-app links so that you don't have to go to the specific carrier website to submit an e-app. You can do that all right through Pinnacle's site with the majority of carriers that we have. It's available 24/7, so if you're doing these after hours or on the weekend, totally just know that if we're not open, doesn't mean that you have to close. Okay, so you can still meet with clients on the weekends or after hours, still submit business at all hours of the day. So no limitations to that, and that's what's such a great advantage of having the website, that has all these tools and resources. Discounted CEs, discounted E&O, we offer all of that. I want to say we can give at least a 10 to 15% discount. This is a very important feature here, the current life, annuity, long-term care, and Medicare news. We keep this up to date to the T, or on a daily basis. So there's a lot of carriers obviously out there, and a lot of updates, a lot of news going on. We keep everything in one central location right on our website, so you can see, if a carrier, like let's say, Aetna comes out with a new rule, we're going to have that right on our website so that you're aware and don't have to go to all the different carriers' websites to find out what the latest news is, and have to go through all the dozens of emails that you get on a daily basis from the carriers. Again, you can just check the news section. And we also have an update on, what is it, the 2025
CMS final proposed rule.
The
All
CMS,
that stuff will be on the website too.
right. So that's in regards to the Medicare commissions and I guess the contracts.
Yeah, and the regulations being through.
We'll show you that and where we have it on our website for you guys to keep up to date with everything. So another thing we have too, this is completely free for Pinnacle agents. You do have to be contracted with us, but you can download our Pinnacle mobile quoting app, whether it's from the Google Play Store if you use an Android or the App Store if you're using an iPhone. So this will allow you to run med-sup quotes, final expense quotes, hospital indemnity quotes, and dental quotes, as well as Medicare Advantage, I should say, right from your phone instead of having to log into our website and use our tools. It is kind of limited, again, to those products. But, you know, since we are talking about med-sups and final expense, this is a perfect addition to the different tools and resources that we offer. And if you're new to Pinnacle, or even if you're existing agent with Pinnacle, we do paperless contracting. You know that we have over 150 carriers that we work with, from the Medicare to the life to the annuities to the long-term care. So, you know, once we have you initially contracted in our system, whether it's for one company or 5 companies, however many it may be, anytime that you want to add a new company, especially one that we might be going over today that you know includes med-sups and final expense, all you have to do is just reach out to us. Send us an email or give us a call. Say, hey, I'd like to add the Mutual of Omaha to my portfolio for the med-sup and the final expense. Perfect. We have all of your information on file, and we can send that out. There's nothing that you have to fill out or anything like that. You just simply need to request it from us, and then our licensing department will send out an email link for you to fill out, and that usually comes to you within 24 hours. And then once you complete that, your appointment will be ready to go, typically within a few days after that. Okay, so it saves a lot of time, very, very efficient, allows you to apply for multiple carriers at once, and like I mentioned, it saves all of your information in here in our system so that in the future you can add additional carriers in just a matter of seconds. Okay, so I'm going to give just a little bit of an overview of final expense and what final expense plans are. I know we might have some agents on the call that, you know, have thought about selling final expense, but they weren't sure. You know, they just weren't 100% comfortable with it because they didn't understand it completely. So it's actually very simple. It does kind of seem like it is a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, but you can just know that the plans that we have here, all of this information here is going to apply to all of the plans that we offer here. Okay, so final expense, what they are is they're small, they're whole life policies that have small death benefits, and those death benefits are going to range from about $1,000 up to a max of around $50,000. Okay, anything over $50,000 or anything over $100,000 is typically going to be considered a traditional whole life, and that's going to be, you know, it's not friendly for seniors 65 and over, right? You know, these final expense plans that we have, they're geared towards seniors. You know, they realize that they have, you know, some health issues like, you know, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, et cetera, et cetera. So these plans are actually very friendly for those conditions. Now, if you go higher than 50,000, then, you know, it's still possible for the client to get that policy, but it's not going to be friendly on a diabetic, or, you know, it's going to, you know, rate you if you have high blood pressure, things like that. So just to kind of avoid a little bit of confusion, because a lot of people will ask, like, hey, I saw a whole life policy that's, you know, 150,000 for my client. It's like, well, that's probably going to require some sort of medical exam or further underwriting. So right here, so the death benefit, once your client locks in a rate, those premiums are going to be locked in for the rest of their life. So if you quote your client at, you know, $55 a month for $10,000, that is exactly what it's going to be for the rest of the life of the policy. Okay, so clients could be paying $55 this year, and for the rest of her life, it's never going to increase or decrease. Same with that death benefit. It's always going to stay at $10,000. It's never going to decrease. I know there's a lot of plans out there that people see on TV, and it's very simple for them to apply for them because it's like, just call this 800 number, and all is good. You're automatically insured. And what people don't know is those are guaranteed issue plans that have a 2-year limited death benefit. So if death occurs within 2 years, those clients aren't going to get that $10,000. They're just usually going to get like a return of premium plus a little bit of interest, if that. So that's usually in the fine print. And a lot of times, agents will be calling saying that their clients purchased something off of TV and they're looking to get rid of it any way possible. So we always, are here to help them, either convert that policy into a new one or just get their clients a brand new final expense policy. And you'd be surprised. A lot of times the clients that sign up for something on TV, they can certainly most of the time qualify for something that's not only immediate, but a lot less expensive for them. So all the final expense plans, they're going to be non-medical underwriting, so absolutely no medical exam for your client. The 3 categories that we have are the simplified issue, which means that it's an immediate death benefit. If your client passes away, God forbid, tomorrow, their family is going to receive the full death benefit that they applied for. So these simplified issue, these are going to have a couple of yes/no health questions that your clients are going to have to answer no to. So this is going to be for your clients, like if they have diabetes or high blood pressure, that's totally fine for them to qualify for a simplified issue immediate plan. It's usually when, the graded modified or the guaranteed issue, these are ones that are, the graded are still underwritten, but the clients are answering yes to a couple of the health questions. And that's typically like if they've recently had like a heart attack or a stroke or something pretty serious in the last few years. So when quoting them, we're going to ask them just a couple of health questions, just asking them, hey, if they've had anything major happen in the last few years, they're going to know about it. And then, by what their answer is, that'll allow you to know if we should apply for a simplified, a graded, or a guaranteed issue, which there's no health questions. They're automatically accepted, just like they would buy on TV. But these are, a little bit better priced, and we have A+ rated carriers. So I mentioned these are designed for seniors. These are going to include living benefits at no cost. So all of our simplified and graded modified plans will include what's called an accelerated death benefit rider. And that allows the client to accelerate a portion of the death benefit if they become critically, chronically, or terminally ill. So it can kind of be used as a supplement to like long-term care, although again, these policies are very small death benefits, so it's not going to cover probably all of their long-term care costs, but it can certainly get them money in a pinch. So and then the last thing too, since these are whole life policies, they are going to build cash value. So a portion of each premium is going to go into this cash value fund that is just going to accumulate from day one, all the way throughout the life of the policy. So the client is able to borrow from that cash value if they want. So let's say after like 3 or 4 years, a 55-year-old client who has a $10,000 plan, they're paying $55 a month. After 3 or 4 years, they might have $3 or $4 grand of cash value that they can take out as a policy loan if they need cash quickly, if they want to use some of that to help pay for any other costs that they have, cost of living, credit card bills, anything like that. Totally can use those. So I'm just going to go through some of the carriers here that we offer that have the final expense as well as the Medicare supplement plans. I'm not going to go too much into detail because there are quite a few carriers, and we want to show you guys how to quote these and do everything from the website. But one of the first ones, Mutual of Omaha, very popular, one of our A+ rated carriers, very well known for their final expense as well as their Medicare supplements. So when you're quoting the final expense and the med sups, like you'll see in a few minutes, you'll see Mutual of Omaha pop up, and this is a great one to be able to offer not only the Med Sup but the final expense as well. Okay. Transamerica, they actually used to have a Med Sup, no longer have one, so I'm going to skip that. Lumico, a company that we got probably about 2 years ago. They've been great with their final expense plan, but they also have an excellent Medicare supplement plan, which is what I believe they started with. They started selling Med Sup plans and then added the final expense recently. So a little bit of information on that here, and then we'll show you guys how to quote these on the next couple of pages. Americo, now they do have a Med Sup, however, I believe Pinnacle only is set up with the life and annuities with them. Good company to work with. You'll notice that some of their rates are a little bit more expensive than others, but certainly another option that you can use. We've all heard of Aetna. They have a final expense as well as Med Sup, as well as other ancillary products that you can sell. This is probably one of the best companies to get set up with in order to sell both of these plans. And the reason why I say this is because Aetna and CVS Health a few years ago did a merger. So with the one contract, you actually can sell both of these final expense plans, the Aetna Simplified Issue and the CVS Health Ascendo final expense. So with these two products under one contract, you're going to see how lenient the final expense is with the CVS Ascendo. And again, everybody that's on this call, you're going to receive a copy of these slides. You can go back through these, since I'm not going to go through every little detail. But you'll notice that this is one of the easiest final expense companies to write for a client that has some minor health issues. A few of those health issues, let me just mention the COPD, Parkinson's, lupus. They can get covered for immediate death benefit at the standard rating as opposed to preferred. Depression, bipolar, PTSD, schizophrenia, they can all qualify for preferred ratings. Okay, this is like unheard of with any other carrier. So definitely keep that in mind. This company also has the least amount of look-back period for cancer. So they only have a 2-year look-back period, meaning that if your client had cancer and it was diagnosed and treated over 2 years ago, haven't had any reoccurrences of it, they can either qualify for the standard or preferred. Okay, any other carrier is going to have like a 4 or 5 year look back for that. Okay, so just wanted to mention a couple of those things as well. They're also diabetic friendly. They'll insure a client that's a diabetic for preferred rating. And one last thing is they have no height or weight chart. So if your client's a little bit out of the bounds with the height and weight, this is another great company to go with. Okay. Cigna, another very popular Med Sup carrier, also offers the final expense. They even have such an easy way to do it. On their e-app on Cigna's website, it allows you to enroll one or two clients, like a husband and a spouse, and you can enroll them with the Med Sup and the final expense all on one e-app. So it's very, very simple and easy just to add those products and not have to do separate multiple applications. So definitely keep that in mind. GTL, another very popular company that has some Medicare products as well as some ancillary products, and they also have a final expense plan. Theirs is only a graded modified though. They don't have an immediate issue, and they do not have a guaranteed issue. So the good thing about this, only a couple health questions. There's 5 yes or no not-health questions. Clients, between the ages of 40 and 90 can get anywhere from $2,500 to $25,000 with the GTL plan. Okay. And then lastly, our guaranteed issues. So these are going to be our final expense plans that have no health questions. Let's say your client currently has cancer, right? They can't qualify for any other life insurance. They're going to get declined. So guaranteed issue plans, they're automatically accepted as long as they're between the ages of 50 and 80. And as long as they can afford the premiums, anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 death benefit amounts, there's no health questions. They're automatically accepted. The catch is that there is a limited death benefit for 2 years. So if that client that has cancer does apply for this, they get covered. Let's say a year into the policy, they pass away, then their beneficiary is going to receive a return of premium plus interest. And that's going to be if death occurs in the first 2 years. It's automatically in every guaranteed issue plan out there. However, we can still get that client some insurance regardless of their health situation. So not to beat a dead horse here, but let me switch over to Pinnacle's website, and I'm going to switch it off to Jess Strauss here. So she's going to show you how you can run some of these Medicare and final expense quotes using our CSG software right on Pinnacle's website. Again, pfsinsurance.com. This is our main page here, and if you simply just go up to the quoting, and then you're going to go down and click Medicare, and Jess will take it from here. Thank you, Jess.
You're very welcome, Mark. Thanks. All right, everyone. So once we hit the quoting and hover over that, you'll drop down to Medicare, and then we're going to go to click for Medicare quote.
Very good. And you can see all those different products and stuff that we have.
So I was going to say the final expense tab is actually very conveniently right next to the Medicare supplement, but I'm just going to show you how to go in and do a quote. We'll do female non-tobacco plan G. Once it circulates and comes up, you'll see all the carriers, and like the ones that Mark mentioned, like Lumico, Cigna, Aetna, Medico, they're all going to have the supplement plans to correspond with any of the final expense products too. And sometimes too, if you write the carrier for a policy, they'll give you an extra discount if you do a life and a med sub policy. That's right, Mark?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it kind of gives you an overview at the different carriers that we do have. Now from here, this is not like Sunfire and Connector where you can do the enrollments right from here. It will actually redirect you right back to the carrier site. So if you can go down to quote options, visit carrier resources. We'll take you right to the portal to write the policy.
Easy enough. And then you can also compare some of these quotes as well, I guess, by selecting.
Yeah, what you can do is just highlight over, say, 2. You can come up to here where it says compare quotes. But as you know, when we sell the med subs, usually our clients are buying them based on the premium or the name brand. But if you do, you can send this, save it as a PDF if you're meeting in person, or you can send this off as a document for them to look over in the email. But just side by side lays you at the plan G, if there's a household discount, your monthly rate, so on and so forth.
And also, too, just to add on top of that, you might have a client that maybe you sold them a Medicare Advantage plan, and then maybe, that depending on where they are in the country, I know like the different plans have different coverages and so forth, but maybe the Medicare Advantage plan wasn't a good fit for them, or maybe it was, they needed more. So that's where you came up with the Med Sup, right? The supplement that's going to add extra coverage to that client's plan, whatever it may be.
And you won't have a network, so you can go freely to anywhere you would like. There's another benefit to that.
Right. Now in that, you could calculate how much money you're saving your client, whether you're switching their plan or if you're maybe, just getting them a Med Sup instead of a Medicare Advantage plan, whatever it may be, whatever money that you're saving them, and, it could be, a couple $100 a year, you can tell them or present to them saying, hey, listen, you were going to pay this anyway, but I was able to save you X amount of dollars. Let's put that extra money into a final expense plan, something that's going to, it's going to take the burden off of your children or your loved ones if something were to happen to you unexpectedly. And again, we don't have to do a $30,000 final expense plan. We could do, again, anywhere from as little as $1,000 up to a max of about $50,000. But generally, if your clients, let's say if they're looking to get cremated, they don't want a huge service or anything like that, they could certainly get away with like a $5,000 final expense plan, for under $100. Very affordable, and would still, cover them their funeral and things like that. The national average is around 10,000 for funeral costs, and that's going to include like the cemetery plot and the burial costs and all that. Now that can range too. Like if you're in California, it might be like 14,000, but if you're in like maybe Mississippi or so, it might be about 8,000 or so. So generally like to do, between 10 and 15,000, for clients that are looking for that full burial. And again, like, this money that is being left to the beneficiaries, it doesn't have to go to a funeral or to, any of these services. I mean, generally that's what people buy these for, so that they can have that, 10 grand on hand to pay the funeral home. But let's say if the client wants to be cremated, but they still take out a $20,000 final expense plan. Let's say the cremation costs about $5,500. Anything left over can go to the beneficiaries, and they can use it however they please. Okay, so it's not like they have to use it for a funeral. It's just generally these plans are purchased for that reason, but again, don't have to. So Jess is showing you a couple of the Medicare supplement quotes, and if we just simply switch over to the final expense right here from the CSG software, I can just put in that same information. Let's do 65-year-old female, non-tobacco, and we'll do 10,000. And we'll just click Get Quote.
That's very similar.
Yeah, very similar to the Medicare supplement.
Oh.
Always want to make sure that you click Apply Fees, because sometimes that, for whatever reason, doesn't default. So United of Omaha, that's the Mutual of Omaha that we talked about earlier. Let's see, Loyal American, that's the Cigna final expense plan. So look, about under $50 a month for 10,000. I mean, that is not bad at all. Another great thing about this is that yes, you can click Visit Carrier Resources. This will take you right over to the carrier site. You do have to be pre-appointed with most of these final expense companies. So if you are playing around in the quoting software and just you see something that your client might like, just make sure that you are appointed with that carrier. Again, you can just give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll send that over, or at least verify that you're already appointed with that carrier, and then therefore you can go ahead and write that business. Yeah, Great Western, which is Wellaby, Americo. You can see all of them popping up here. Again, very affordable rates. And again, you can kind of quote and compare these, save them, send them to your client via email, or you can print these out and just kind of say, hey, these are a couple options I was, going over for you. You're going to have the monthly premium here at the top, and then all of the different information about the plan here below. And I always like this, the carrier AM best rating. You'll see, one's an A+, and the rest are all A rated companies. So that's one of the big questions we get a lot from clients is, what's the rating of the carrier? I want to make sure that they're going to pay out the claims. And all of our companies are going to be A rated, with very few companies that we have that are B+ rated. So you can definitely ensure that your clients are going to get the best rates. We certainly appreciate everybody joining us today. Sorry if we went over a little too long. Certainly feel free to reach out to us. This is my contact information here. You can reach me at extension 7705. My email address, mbulger@pfsinsurance.com. Jess Strauss, she can be reached at extension 7702. Email address, jstrauss@pfsinsurance.com. If you're a brand new agent, not signed up with us here at Pinnacle, you can certainly give us a call, or you can simply go onto our website, pfsinsurance.com, and you can actually just click right on the contracting tab. It'll allow you to start the contracting process. If you're an existing agent, just give us a call, either myself or Jess or anybody here in the office, or you can email life sales or just sales@pfsinsurance.com and ask us, which carrier you'd like to add, and we'll get that all set up for you. So Certainly appreciate everybody taking their time to join us today. We will post this webinar on our website, and we look forward to hearing from everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.